Hello, this is FG back with you for Anbennar. Today we are playing as Celliande once again. This should hopefully be the last episode. I will actually make sure that it is. Currently, we are doing a few things, converting to make sure that we can actually split provinces over to our culture will be very important. These are provinces we're converting right now are already Milkori, but it's fine. Probably. Oh man. I need to get rid of these damn centers of reformation. I'll go ahead and get rid of that. As much as it pains me, I need to do that too, just so I have that done. Now we're waiting for these two to finish. Okay, let me actually take that off, convert that one, because that should be... Yeah, that one's ready to be converted. Oh, Chidari's doing their thing. Nolkaz lost the Zaz at some point, which is good. Yeah, we want the new... what's it called? The new, units. Okay. It's gonna be how many years before we can even start doing this? 46, 4 years here. When were all of these converted over? Okay, so they've been converted. And let me also build these two. And then that one. Actually good. I'm actually not going to do anything about those rebels. It's beneficial for me to not. Saved it. Alright, so let's actually start doing this. The Lord runs their hand along smooth stone walls. A couple of nameless mages speak, their words blending inaudibly as the Lord becomes engrossed in thought. How had the Milkori of old hewn such perfect surfaces from the solid stone of the borders? Were they all skilled in magic, such that they could give even a rough cavern a surface that could drive river rocks to envy? It was truly awe-inspiring to behold, they think. Your Grace, a voice calls, cutting through the thoughts that entangled the Lord's mind. The artisan is, of course, peerless. Of this we have no doubt. The Lord nods. It seems their thought was legible on their face, and the Nameless read them as one would at home. Alas, we must gain entry to the chamber beyond. How shall we proceed, your gaze? Your Grace? The Nameless ought to be able to find a way. Alright, so hypothetically, if I was to declare war on them, I could pull in Qued. And we could grab those provinces. How long until I can convert these? I can do it right now, if they were the correct culture. Okay. off. They can come off. And we're also going to need to take that so we can get just a little bit of extra resiliency. And here, we can also upgrade that. Gives us missionary strength. Tolerance of true faith. Sepulchre of the Bull. Arita strides into the chamber with Lisa following shortly behind her, along with a dozen other adventurers. The first thing that struck the group was the sheer size of the room, easily the size of the market square of Sorncell. The bulk of the space lies empty. Shattered stone tiles across the floor make out half a line's visage. The rest lost to time. Dozens of sarcophagi lined the walls, roughly hewn from salt. Most imposing of all, perhaps, was what lay clear across the chamber, the gilded skull of a minotaur hanging above a descending staircase. The old Milcori certainly had a taste, huh? Adria laughs, leading the group across the room with one hand on her hilt. She stops just a few feet shy of the stairs and turns to Lisa. Anything catch your eye, my lady? Lisa rolls her eyes but fails to conceal her smile. Without a word, she steps forward, running her hand along the ornate stone trim of the staircase's entryway. The carvings have long since smoothed, but one can still make out a scant few details. Queen of Bulls and Maze are all that I can read, I'm afraid. She glances upward at the minotaur skull that hangs above. An ill omen. Adria shrugs. Please. What are the odds the minotaur is still alive down here? With a confident laugh, she advances, descending down the stairs. Lisa and the rest follow shortly behind her, and soon the staircase ends in a flat corridor, nearly 5 men wide and 4 feet tall. Ahead, the corridor twists and turns. The aforementioned maze, Adria presumes. To advance without a plan would be folly, and the group comes up with 2 viable options. Leaving manned checkpoints will be useful to maintain supplies. All of these are milk ore, those are getting converted. Alright. Sooner I deal with Ashiam, the better. Who do they hate that's in this war? No one. Give to the state. Yep, do that. Dwarves are fine. Give me that. Beauty celebration. That is a town, which is good. Let me actually recover for a little bit. build a fort on that province. Huh. Okay, I do need to upgrade those ships. Alright, so we gotta take these. That's gonna piss everyone off, but it will be the last things I have to do. Okay, we're working on that. Do enforce religious unity on both of these. This is more important. Okay. Take that. Alright, who are we fighting? Actually, I need to build 2 more cannons so that each of these can have a golden bull. The path through the maze is rather uneventful. There are no shifting walls, no traps, not a single shambling corpse. Despite this, tensions among the expeditions have grown ever more taut. Finally, a faint light glows from the end of the corridor, and the group breathes a sigh of collective relief. Step by apprehensive step, they now enter the chamber ahead. Immediately, they are struck by its opulence. Piles of gold, jewels, and relics fill the chamber, placed deliberately around the ornate sarcophagus in the center. The sarcophagus itself is hewn from salt, like the others, but is unique for its gold and silver trimmings, as well as the hefty blue gemstone placed in its center. Who do you... Adria starts, but her words are cut off by an abrupt mumbling in the piles of treasure around them. Coins, necklaces, and the like clatter to the ground as gilded bones emerge from each pile, coalescing together with the skull of a bull. No, a minotaur. Cracked in two, but refused with gold, it heaves an axe from the ground behind it, and a guttural roar resounds throughout the chamber. Let's hope it doesn't damage the tombs. Like that. Yeah. Yeah, I'll do 2 mercantilism. The tightly packed maze is filled with the sound of exhausted breaths. The expeditionaries fought in the dark, the light of the tomb ahead barely reaching the palace. The Minotaur's axe sparks as it glances off Adria's shield. She slides backwards, the force nearly knocking her off balance. Her arm rings with pain, but she can no longer feel her hand. She lets out a long breath, and Lisa lays her hand on her back. Narak, guide the blades of your faithful, she prays, magic glowing from her hand. May they strike true against this evil, that we all might live to serve you another day. Suddenly, the pain was gone. Adria wriggled the fingers on her shield hand before clutching tightly to its handhold. She turns to Lisa and nods, receiving one in return. The two turn their attentions back to the Minotaur, just in time for it to cleave another expeditioner in twain. Its axe lodges into the rough stone of the maze wall as Adria sees her chance. She dashes forwards, doffing her shield and the excess weight it brings. The Minotaur is slow, unreactive. She jumps, landing on the axe head. It is slick with the blood and viscera of her companions, but she has no time to think about it. She leaps once more, driving her blade into the crack of the skull and pries it in two. The Minotaur collapses. The lack of fanfare is nearly disappointing, but she prefers that over another life lost. The group takes a moment to recover, then turns back to the tomb ahead. Adria braces herself against a wall, and Lisa approaches her. She looks to the room ahead, gleaming with treasure. Perhaps the Nameless can make the Golden Bull walk again? Alright. Alright, who else are we fighting? Ooh, okay, we can take Hadman. Alright, there we are. How are we looking? Military stats. Anbennar would be willing to give up. Maybe I don't want to give up. The echoes of gas The echo of gas resound throughout the halls as the party torches extinguish themselves one after another. The Lord has their lantern go last, its light lingering in a mockery of hope. Pitch black shadows wraps around them, the silence broken up only by the fast-paced breaths of the expeditionaries. A scream resounds throughout the hall from the back of the party. Scales clatter, iron rings, and a chandelier lights above. The expeditionaries hold their position, looking around frightfully, but the Lord calmly scans their gazes across them all. 37 now. A few dozen feet ahead, another chandelier lights. The one above flickers once, then twice. A third flicker, then darkness again. In a panic, the group rushes to the next chandelier just in time for it to flicker once. The expeditionaries all look to each other, then to the Lord, seeking the guidance of their ruler and leader. Cling to the light and let the shadow lap at our minds. Alright. Painful, but necessary. Alright, so it's not worth piecing those two out for money. Them, it's actually worth piecing out. And we can do that. Alright. Okay. Somehow, still not Regent Court. Can do that one. That makes sense. Okay, that's been converted. That's good. How long till Kisden is done? Far too long. Overextension. That'll get done. What to them? Use the military as a workforce. How bad is the separatism? 5 years. Okay. Don't I have a much? Yeah, I do. Okay. Move pain. Speak with dead. I can speak with the dead. What do I get? Extra missionary. Where's Cester Bridge? Over here. Alright. I'm powerful enough that no one should really attack anyone, I think. I mean, the Gnomish hierarchy is the only real power that's... Rambar is still Regent Court, which is very cool. Fucking damn it. Sanctum of the Last. Alright. The final chandelier alights at the end of the hallway. A large stone door is illuminated, bearing the black lion of Milcarosa, its face scratched out with a rough X mark. As the expeditionaries stop in front of it, the door lowers, revealing a familiar round chamber. Stepping in, the Lord notices channels running chaotically through the room, all funneling into a large round door at the end. In the center of the room is a deep indentation like a dry pool. The expeditionaries follow in one at a time, spreading across the room to investigate its secrets. You already know. The Lord looks around, but the voice's origin is nowhere to be seen. A cold ivory hand clutches their hearts as they remember. They remember their dream, the voice, the labyrinths. They look down at their hands, expecting to see them trembling. But they are as steady as they ever been. The light dims in their eyes. Obey. Alright, how close are we to being done? Very is the answer. Alright, what can I do? Hero diversity. Aristocratic court. Get rid of that. Stability. Get rid of the disaster. Hooray. Amulet. Judge and Jailer. Okay, now we can come over here Hit this button. Your Grace, it seems Narat's council has objections about your latest expeditionary orders. The Lord stares coldly, giving the messenger no indication of their feelings. After a moment, they return their attention to their meal. The messenger awkwardly continues, They have barred the way, Your Grace. They say it is a holy place. Only the devout may enter. The Lord chews slowly, then cuts another piece from their bloody steak. They swallow. We are devout. Prove it to them. Don't need to be too awful. It is done. Blood fills the pool, flowing around the room through the channels. Only one member of the expedition remains, the Lord. The precious ichor of their comrade drips from their fingertips, stains their clothes, and splashes across their skin. Slowly, they raise their hand to their face, touching fingertips sticky with blood to a cheek drenched in it. They run their hands across their face, but they wear no expression to betray their feelings. Their face is empty like their heart. So much death, so much blood. They regret nothing. They did only as they had to. The door ahead splits the channel across its run end. You have done well. The Lord steps forward into the gaping maw of the shadow. Obedience has earned you a reward. Rise, harbinger of the nameless. Ooh, steal vitality. I'm gonna do that just so I can live a long-ass time. Force religious unity, alright. Conversion. Nope, can't do anything. I'll play all my conversion strength stuff, or culture conversion cost affects the overall time. Where is it? Yeah, minus 25. Do I not have another buff? No, I guess that's gone. But I also have the minus 50 here, so it's minus 75%. Alright. Secrets of the Catacombs. The descent through the lower levels of the necropolis passes quickly. The tunnels are well maintained by the followers of Narat. Thus the traps and beasts that plague the other Milkori labyrinths have no place here. Adria, for one, feels somewhat relieved this far below ground. She fears, perhaps, that she has grown used to the weight of 100 feet of dirt above her. Lissa follows along beside her, just a footstep behind. Every so often, she casts a curious gaze behind her, as the new members of the expeditionary party, a Catarodan adventurer who claims to be seeking some relic, another of Elkahet's. The Lord's captain hired him, seeking the cheap buy-in price as an opportunity too good to pass up. Lisa, however, finds herself unable to fully trust him. There is a certain feeling she finds in his eyes, a scorn for her beloved, for everything they hold dear. She watches him carefully. This doesn't go unnoticed, for the Catarodan seems to treat her near with the same degree of scrutiny. The party comes to a halt. The hall ahead of them ending in a grand relief carved mural of a pyramid. The necropolis, most likely. Below, it depicts a figure with its arms crossed on its chest, some sort of repose deep below. Milkori hieroglyphs run below the length of the mural, and Lisa steps forward to translate, as she has so many times before. Speak the name of the greatest king, she says. Elkahet, the Catarodan responds. The group stares at him dumbfounded. Lisa lets out a sigh. Adria? The leader smiles at her closest friend. Morgarax, the first. Yeah, we're doing lich shit now. I'll do this. Deeds of the Lich Kings. Adria glances either side, eyes wide with wonder. The halls ahead was lined with carved murals depicting the ancient deeds of the Milkori Lich Kings. One is shown repelling a horde of gnolls, while another piles bodies against the walls of a fortress. The Ketterodon scoffs, earning glares from the rest of the party. Eventually, the corridor empties into a large round room. In the middle lies a basin, around the rim of which is carved, "That which begets death from life." A single channel runs from its walls, where an ever more grand mural depicts the story of yet another king. The story begins to the left of the door, where a gaunt figure is shown holding up a small box before him, inside of which lies a coiled wisp. That is phylactery. The next scene depicts the same figure above a crowd of people, who all prostrate themselves before him. The Lich Kings of Milcarosa were basically priest kings. A third scene shows him doing battle with a cat-faced man, presumably the Ketterodon Elkahet. The two are depicted slinging spells at each other. In the fifth final scene, Elkahet is shown kneeling before him. Written vertically beside is a scene of a word, a name. Morgarax, Lissa says. She gestures to the final seat. It appears he defeated Elkahet in a duel. The Ketterodon adventurer laughs derisively. Blasphemy! Elkahet would never lose to a malformed skeleton. He steps forward, hefting his mace, but finds his path blocked by Adria. Hand on her blade. Put that away before you do something you regret. He looks around, seeing the rest of the party in similar combat-ready stance, then lowers it. You lot are pathetic, clinging to these lies from the past, when the truth is in front of you. Ketterada lives. Carissa is dead. Gone. He walks away, leaning against one of the carved walls. Lisa and Adria convene at the basin to contemplate the meaning of its inscriptions. Before long, they believe they have deciphered the meaning. The basin must be fed with blood, for that is what begets death from life. The Ketterodon has blood, you know. The riddle. While descending through the catacombs, the party finds a hidden chamber off to the side of the main path. In it, a single pedestal of roughly hewn salt rises from the center. Atop it lies the calcified skull of a kobold. As the party enters the room, the skull animates, its eyes glowing a soft purple light. A deep voice booms throughout the room, somehow understandable despite the ancient tongue it speaks in. You speak the treasures of Zolodax, they can be yours. If you but answer his riddle. The party hesitates, but eventually one among them steps forward. The skull speaks again. I am the prelude of finality. Peasants hold me, but in the end relinquish me. Kings relinquish me, but hold me forever. What am I? The pedestal slides backwards, revealing a cache of gems and other treasures below it. The party divvies it up with the majority share, this talking skull included, of course, set aside for the Lord as the expedition's sponsor. That is, of course, like I said, in Milcarisa, the kings did not stay dead very long. Okay. Starting to get through some of these damn conversions. Gnomish Minister. Yeah, we're fine with gnomes. Okay. If I hypothetically was to declare war on a Wex, could I get one more decent ally? Who hates Wex? Silly question, everyone hates Wex. 19,000... This is a cursed alliance. Varane, Treasury. We can do autonomy and Armin. Also, I do want to start building at least a few forts. Okay, yeah, that should protect our heartlands, except for down here. We need one right there. Combat width is 27. Alright. The Milkori culture spreads. Alright, we finally have religious unity. Where are these goddamn Gizdanese? The antechamber of Nerat. The basin, once fed with blood, opens a spiral staircase below it. After a short descent, the party finds themselves in a large, crumbling square chamber. The other end of the chamber is fully collapsed, but even those not magically attuned can feel a great power from beyond its rubble. More carved murals line the walls on either side, depicting a figure consistent with Milkori depictions of Nerat. Together, Lisa and Adria approach one, examining it further. Nerat, the large figure depicted in robes, reaches its arms outwards, holding a crown which he appears to be bestowing upon a bowed, nearly skeletal head. The rest of the mural is crumbled beyond recognition, fading into a mess of rubble ahead. Milkori hieroglyphs line the bottom of the mural. Adria runs her finger along them, turning her head to look at Lisa. What do they say? Lisa takes Adria's hand for her own, then guides her fingers along the words. The favored, she says, carefully tracing Adria's fingers along the shape of a first hieroglyph. Adria feels her face grow somewhat flushed, but she doesn't complain. Of Kuridos, she says, tracing the next set of hieroglyphs. Kuridos? Lisa nods. I think it must be what they called Nerat. The two continue to speak for a while, indifferent to the rest of the expedition's investigations. The royal family of Celliande shall be interred here, alongside these legends. You open your eyes. You are in the labyrinth. You are not alone. A wispy silhouette stands beside you. For the first time, you are not afraid. You turn your hand over, conjuring a light. The face of death greets you. Was it worth it, Death asks you, and your lips move on your own. Any price is worth the honor of serving. Alright. What are... Legendary. Hypothetically. Do not have enough mage powers. Could do that. Should I pursue Lichdom? It's very thematic. Perhaps. Alright. So now I need to send a vicious insult. Last of the RNEs. Okay, should be good. How many years of separatism do these have? A while. Your work is nearly complete. The usurpers, the RNEs, are nearly destroyed. The Milkori rise once more. In your resilience, in your ruthlessness, in your glory, you have created something great. Rejoice, child. You have served. Hell yeah, I've served. I'm serving cunt. Let's go. You know what? Do that. Illusion. Our lord is proficient in illusion. That's pretty good. Suppose I can do that and just start spamming out buildings. So, like, every 2 months I can build something. Excellent. Gotta build a castle there. And I'll build a castle in Bisan as well. Those two can get converted. This one cannot. Let's fuck that. I'll go ahead and build a fort in Bisan. These are very culturally important places to us, so we should probably do that. I'll build one down here as well. Yeah, we like gnomes. Gnomes. We also need to get colonists through this. Now we'll go ahead and throw a golden arrow down. I'll build that. Do that. Should we develop the printing press somewhere? Administrative challenges. We're probably not going to be coring anything for a bit. I do want to grab the rest of the borders. Although we only have claims on these. Progress is magic. Yeah, sure, why not? Hey, get a few more Owexenards dealt with. An ornate jewel-encrusted box. Alright. And then we will do large cast iron cannons. Combat width is still 27. Magical relic located. Okay, so hypothetically, if I was to go fight Wex, does Everthiel... Yeah, okay, Everthiel would end up joining in. I want to wait for that to be done first, though. So we can knock out Busalar, which is going to be a good portion of their forces. Which should be excellent. Go to Spy Network, and then we're going to go here, and we're going to do... visibility. Alright. And then we want to build a bunch more of those. How are we doing on your development spread? Terribly. How are we doing on technology? Alright, I suppose. I just really wanted that. And here, we want to come spy network. How am I looking on enchantment? Okay, I can't do that. Alright. That is now every single province that we need being converted. How long until this is done? 63. Okay, I guess we won't fight that then. Increase autonomy there. Do this, seize more land. Vassala, we can expand trade infrastructure. Why are you hostile towards me? Are you part of the other league? Oh, come on, man. That's not very nice. Do I have any rebels? Yes, Cornite. Zealots. Let's go with Bega. Don't think it's... I'll do it this one. And we obviously want to go native repression. And then we can do this as well as this. Do we have any of... Nope, we do not. Anyways, I'm gonna go kill those gnolls. Limgrave? Oh no, Livergrave. About to say, they called it Limgrave? I thought we got all of the Elden Ring references as the half-elves. As Ferrant. Alright. Yeah, we do need to do that anyways. Okay, that can come off. All of that is getting culture converted. That will be the very last of the RMEs gone from the Empire. Wonderful. Alright. Let's do... Okay, I already got a claim on that. Now we want to fabricate claims on this. That. Take that away. Hey, how about I annex you? And we want to come here and do Enchanting Envoy. And build up a bigger fleet. Yeah, we want to keep them happy. No, we don't like slavery. Even though it'd be really convenient. How much of these are done? 63... 64... Yeah. Oh, Lex is a great power. I'm not sure how I'm gonna deal with them. My two gigantic armies sitting right across their border. Alright. Then we'll do that. Our activities are hidden. Hey, dev cost. Rightful ownership. It is ours and always will be. Oh, shit. Alright, who's the leader of the other side? And who am I fighting? Okay, Dame's Crown. Who can I get out of this war quickly? Galen. Alright, how am I doing on naval force limit? Fine, actually. My galley should absolutely obliterate anyone. Alright, so we gotta fight a Varen. Wonderful. Stalbor. You've also probably noticed that I haven't been doing anything to, like, actually try and get the Emperorship. That's kind of on purpose. This isn't a tag that particularly cares about being the Emperor. Like I said, I'm trying to be a little bit more roleplay this time. Assume there. Yeah. How many cannons do I need to get? Bonuses. 10. Getting Varen out will be a big deal because they're a pretty big nation. Oh damn, they died. Alright. we doing on necromancy? Should be proficient. Yeah. Guess random death chance got him. Alright, what traits do we have? Intricate web weaver. That should be Nathalier. Hill Province, City Province. Oh yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. There's an Inquisitor. That one, alright. Did I not click? This one. I can get that. Okay. So all of this is good. That's done. I assume they're gonna have like 88,000. That's pretty bad. And if we got this done, we would be able to field a huge army too, but... Oh, I actually captured a ship. Raise. Yeah, take that. Algerians are staying out of the war. It's pretty standard. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to retreat from that. Yeah, we killed more of them than they killed of us. That's something. gnomes. Shit. Well, overall the war is going very well for us. Do I care about you anymore? No. Right. How bad have our losses been? 50,000. Okay. We're doing fine. Did they not convert the Danish temple? No, they didn't fucking convert the Danish temple. God damn it. Okay, that's good. Actually, let's send from there, and then go here. Also, let me start spying on them. Illusion. Shadows in the night. That would have been nice. And let me just really fuck them over. They're gonna have rebels. Everyone gets some rebels. And even Grombar's on our side. They still have the same dynasty. Yes, they do. How's Rogeria feeling? Fine. Okay, just waiting for that to get done. Gotta start building up those salt provinces. It's like our whole thing in the borders. Actually, let me sit on these provinces and see if we can recover a little bit faster. Here goes the Encardia. Oh. I don't know how Militarosa would feel about vampires. Because on one hand, like, they're undead and stuff, but we're not, like, normal undead. We're, like, religious undead, which is weird. Just thinking about that since we're sitting next to Celliande, who is still a vampire, judging by that stat line. Integration, hurrah! Alright. Is there anything done like that? An assimilation program. So we will be at Milcori from Oridia all the way to the borders. Beautiful. And we're also gonna fucking smash the goddamn Horonites in the Empire. Favored by the gods in Athalier. Aggressive expansion impact. Excellent. Alright, let's head back to our homeland. Wonderful. I'm gonna go slaughter them real quickly. Is that not religiously converting any of these guys, which is kind of a bummer. What's our war participation like? I'm just curious. 8%. Actually a fair amount. Alright, so these ships go back to protecting trade in Everthiel. Only provinces we will not be culture converting are these two. Alright, I add all those provinces to the Empire. Actually done a pretty good job of expanding the Empire. I do think we leave it. Ruler, magical thesis, necromancy, renowned, advancements, study magic, ruler, necromancy. I want to do a necromancy and become a lich. What the fuck is that shit? Oh. Oh, that's what that is. Yeah, never mind. There is religious leagues. Yeah. Uncle Wed got fucked up. Alright, and I assume that means, yeah, we can basically just about field another army. Bueno. Alright. And that is final thing I need. All I need now is to be able to switch. Let me actually send an army over here just to make sure that no one gets too upset about the whole, getting them to LARP as a dead culture. How close are we to getting this? It's done. Probably throw it down here as well. Are we gonna be an elector? No, will they give us an electorship? Oh. Oh shit. That's cool. They just gave me a province. It's a province I actually wanted. That is absolutely insane. Although... might be better to not. Yeah, I'm gonna release Endlebury. Where is the button? There we are, Endlebury. Congratulations, buddy. Alrighty, let me go ahead and provide the authority. Excellent. Do this. Seize land. Hey, merchants. Can't do that for a while, though. We are going to have to wait a while before this is done, so I am just going to pause the recording and come back when it is ready to be done. Alright, we are back. I decided in the meantime to declare war on Corvuria for just a little bit of fun. Because invading your neighbors is, in fact, a fun pastime. And I can now do Nerat. Alright. Milcarissa rises. My emperor, the borders, once a disparate, unruly place, have finally been unified in purpose. The Aranese, pretenders to the legacy of the land, have been destroyed. The Wexenards, barbaric, Hellenic invaders, cower before us. Our legacy, hidden from us by the Magisterium, has been reclaimed. The Milcori have returned, and we bring with us news. Milcarissa rises again, and with it, the true king of the borders. We'll do that. Milcarissa rises. The Lord's return from the labyrinth was heralded with great fanfare. After a day's rest, they are paraded through the streets of Sorensel, accompanied by a grand entourage. Then they depart on a journey through the realm, to eventually culminate in Corston, where they will be crowned in the manner of Milcori kings of old in the depths of the necropolis. Celebrations erupt in every city as they pass through first Sorensel, then Valerson, Gisden, Ashfield, and even Rinmund, all home to proud Milcori. The uproarious celebrations are enough that nobody even notices that the Lord emerges from the necropolis days later alone, a weary look in their eyes. In Sorensel, the sun sets. A rough-cast swordswoman sits in a dress she isn't quite comfortable in, across from a woman she desperately doesn't want to know this. The woman, of course, presents a confident exterior, but deep down she feels far luckier than she ought to be. Years ago, they were both Aranese, but now they were Milcori, and nobody even remembers who the Aranese were meant to be. Milcarissa will live forever. Milcarissa will never die. Okay, so we will get your legitimacy, state experience modifier. Alright. Yes, please. Alright. And I believe I have shown off the ideas before, but I will show them off once again. Pretty good. Force limit, construction cost, good. Mediocre, good. Mediocre, good. Alright. Good. Good. Yeah. But yeah, that is our mission tree done. I went ahead and annexed, what are they called? Awardia, and I culture converted basically all their provinces immediately. So, yeah, that's great. This one's going to be converted by the middle of next year, which is cool. Other than that, Milcarissa doesn't have a mission tree. It'll get one eventually. It'll be, I guess, it'll be interesting. I'll have to play Celliande once again to get that, because I think Celliande's the best experience to get this done. Even though Gisden exists, Gisden is a little bit... I think this is just cooler, because you got all of the labyrinths and stuff that you can do, which is fun. Yeah. Alright. We can look through a few stats. Nothing really too interesting. Culture conversion cost is pretty good, I guess. Although, you know, I'd realized that this run would kind of end here, so I didn't want to go too hard, but if I would have definitely gone and taken all of these provinces and converted them while I had the buff that I get for converting those. And I obviously would have probably eaten more Corvaria in the meantime, just to get that dealt with. Alright, I want to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and have a good day.